Welcome to Mad Outdoor Adventures. Today, we're going to be setting up our hunting blind. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Mad Outdoor Adventures. Let's find an adventure. Alright guys, so we're in the backyard. We're going to unbox it. It's the TideWe hunting blind. Make sure you're looking at me in the backyard in the city here. Next to the boys' trampoline. We got a big old bag. I'm gonna take it out of the bag.
You just hit the camera with the bag.
Oh, well. It's an immersive experience. We got the directions on the inside here. You can see that. We're gonna pull the blind out itself. Try to pop it up. Something just fell. My cameraman's gonna get it. These are probably the stakes. Yeah, the stakes and the rope to tie it down. So just like any pop-up blind, you gotta fight with it a little bit. Probably. Alright guys, so we got it set up. Took a while because it was all tangled on itself and it was not acting the way it should have been. I was getting extremely frustrated with it. So hopefully that doesn't happen when we're setting it up for real. We'll see. If you set up here, I'll show you the inside. TideWe. So when we go inside, this stuff is really cool. You can see everything, which is interesting. I'm kind of worried about, so like the deer can't see in, I know that, but if this window's open and this provides light back here, I'm thinking we might be able to see through, so I'm going to test that out. These windows are also kind of high. Like, I know this is a taller blind, which is nice because I can actually, as you can see, I can actually stand up in it, so that's cool. But with the windows being so high, with my son gonna be the one shooting, for example, like we can take these all the way down, so that's fine, but this doesn't go down any further, so it's like defeating the purpose of seeing out and not seeing in. So we're gonna test that. We're gonna get a couple chairs out here, test it, see how it goes.
You want me to see if I can take the camera around there on the other side, see if I can see you?
Yeah, just hold on. There are, like where these stitches are, there are some holes. So rain will get in here, but overall, like I don't see too many. There's a bright spot. Too many bright spots, so I think for the most part it'll keep most of the rain off. With this stuff, I'm sure rain blowing sideways will get through it, but It does kind of block the wind. Like there's a bit of a breeze today. We're not feeling it while we're on the inside here, so that's nice. So he's gonna go. So real quick, so it has these silent windows. So you can pull this up, pull this down. So it's not Velcro or zippers. That's nice. It also has this door that you can either zip, or they have these silent clips that you can pull. So you're not zipping it shut. So that's neat. The back, so it's 270 degrees. So 3 of the 4 panels you can see out of. This one, we do have a window here, if need be. All right, just a regular window. There's a lot of bright spots in this scene. So we'll see how it holds up. He's gonna go out. We're gonna zip this door. He's gonna go out and walk around, see if you can see me in here.
Alright guys, let's see if this...
Hold on, we gotta zip this door first.
Oh. So after he's done with that, we'll see if we're gonna be able to see him or not, okay? Everyone ready? Sorry, I got a kind of the hiccups. So, is everyone ready? Let's go. Can you see him? Like, we can't see you right now, Dad. Can you see us?
Yes, I can see you.
Oh.
How many fingers am I holding up?
1.
How many now?
6.
So I had 2 and 10.
So this thing's pretty hidden. I'll just open the back up the door. I can just find the zipper. Oh, here it is.
Alright, so now we're going to do a test. We're going to pretend you're standing here and you're going to shoot out this window. So we're going to lower this down. And then while you're standing, zip up this door. So this is what I was afraid of. So you can't see through that screen, but you see that because you can see through the opposite side, it like really silhouettes them. Now, I don't know if, like the other ground blinds, you know, it's all blacked out. He's putting it back up. Drop it down a little bit. Pretend like you're, pull it down. So I don't know. And you can kind of see in there from here. Go ahead and pull it up. Like I can see his silhouette moving around. So we're gonna have to be careful.
Can you see me while I'm being still?
No, but I know where you're at. Like when you move around, I can see you moving in there. Now you're ducking down in the right. Now you're going to the left on the ground. Now you're on your back. So yeah, but I mean, then again, I'm only 3 yards from him. So I don't know.
Maybe you can test it from all the way to the porch.
How good it will be. I mean, we can try the porch. All right. Move. Are you moving?
Yep.
Wave your arms. All right, I can see you doing that, but we're not going to do that in the deer stand.
Okay. Can you see me doing this?
Yeah, I can see you to the right. Now you're going to the front. So, I don't know, maybe we're not as invisible as you think you are. But deer, hopefully, I mean, they get close sometimes, but we'll just have to see what happens. Alright, so we're going to get some chairs and we're going to test that out, see how that works.
That needs to be like this.
Hold on. Alright guys, so we got a chair in here. We got a couple chairs. First thing I want to show you, as you can see, move. There is no bolt in the gun. It's not loaded. No magazine in the gun. Okay. So, with him sitting, and he's not holding it like he's supposed to right now, but at that height, even with the gun going up, which is like he's shooting in a tree, this is going to hit this fabric, and this is as low as this can go.
And with that, if I have it like this, it's gonna hit that this metal bar right there.
Right, you got to watch the metal bars. And this one also has a screwy metal bar that keeps acting up. I don't know. This isn't really metal. I don't know what it is, but
move this up. Oh, a little bit.
So unless he's shooting up, which we're deer hunting, that's not happening.
Yeah,
a regular chair is not going to work in here. So I don't know. I'm going to have to see if a blind chair can go high enough. Here, hold this. Get up. I want to show me. So even with me, so sure I can, sitting down, this would be perfect height for me, because then I would anchor in and pop one, but then I'm shooting straight through the blind. You gotta show them that. Right, so yeah, sure, if I, now look at me, dude. If I sat up, that barrel is barely, and I'm as straight as I can get, that barrel is barely above that fabric. The scope is, yeah. The barrel's not though. So this blind, the windows are so high, and I think the windows are so high because it's so tall. That's probably a trade-off, is because it's so tall, the windows are higher, causing this issue, especially for a youth hunter like my son. So I'm gonna have to figure out, we're either gonna have to take standing shots, which we're not as steady, but we can still do, or I'm gonna probably have to run the Dunhams or something and get a blind chair that lifts in the air higher. Because even with the adult chair, it's still too short. So I got some figuring out to do. Once I figure that out, I'll get back with you guys. Alright, so we went to Dunham's. If you don't know what Dunham's is, it's a sporting goods store in the Midwest up here. I got this chair. I want to do a review on this chair as well, so check that out. His legs are swinging right now because I got it so tall, but basically right where it's at right now is the same height as he was at standing. So we'll mess with it a little bit to try to get his feet on the ground and still be able to shoot out of here, but at the very least he can shoot sitting up like that, sitting down. Now he's not going to be as sturdy because his feet aren't on the ground, but as if he was on his feet on the ground, but I think he's going to be fine. Can you hold that steady?
Yep.
Alright, so he's ready, man. We're ready, so we're going to go set this up tomorrow for a hunt that's coming up. We're going to set it up so that way the deer get used to it. And once we do that, I'll film a little bit, show you it, and we'll take you through the first hunt with it, and then we'll wrap the video up then. So I'll catch you then. Alright guys, so we're in the second hunt out of this ground blind that I showed you set up in our backyard. As you can see, it's real big. It's got plenty of room. Right? I can stand up in it, no problem. The see-through stuff is cool. I will say, even though you can see through it, it does block the wind. So when the wind's coming at you, you don't feel it. But once you open these up, you do feel it. When it's foggy out, it was foggy this morning. This makes it super hard to see. Also, binoculars don't do very good through it. Rangefinders won't read through it. Maybe common sense, but if you think you can see through it, you know, you think you can also use binoculars or rangefinders and stuff. Real big, real spacious. That's great. This is the 3 to 4 man 300D material. They have a 2 to 3 man, I think, that has a step higher than that. Like I showed you when I set it up, there are some pinholes in the ceiling. So far, it hasn't been a big deal. It hasn't rained on us, so I don't really know. The only thing, couple things I'm kind of not too happy with about this. Huh?
Oh, I just saw it on our screen.
Oh. Couple things I'm not too happy with this is if you're outside the ground blind, depending on where the sun's at, you can't see them like perfect, but you can see them in here. We had a deer on the youth hunt, the first hunt we sat in here. She came probably like 35 yards and she stared at the blind the whole time. Now it could just be the blind. You know, we weren't moving in here. So, but I don't know if she saw us or not. So I would say if you do get one of these blinds where you can see through the entire wall on all 3 sides, find somewhere that's shaded to put it if you can, so that way sun doesn't silhouette you even though it's not supposed to. Another thing I don't like about this blind, or already, this window clip came off of here. I can't just shove it back on there. It looks like I'm gonna have to unsew this and run it up. So that's a pain in the ass. But things happen. I tried to just put it on there, it won't fit. The main thing that I do not like about this blind is probably just because it's so big, and I talked about this in the yard a little bit, but the windows are so high that when you're sitting in here in a regular ground blind chair or a camping chair, my son can't shoot through the opening. Even when it's all the way down, it's just too high. The barrel of the gun touches the material. To solve that, we bought a ground blind chair. It's right here. That we also did a video on. So check the channel for that. I don't know which one's going to come out first, but that solves that issue because it gets you off of the ground really high. Other than that though, I mean, it's a pretty good blind. We got the Labor Day sale. We got it for like $159, I think, or $179, something like that. As you can see, it has plenty of room. You could fit 3 people in here probably. You'd have to stagger them. I'd say 2 people comfortable like this. And we got a lot of stuff too, as you can see, staggered around. So I definitely like the space. I like the height. I like being able to stand up in the ground blind. Last weekend when Michael was aiming at his deer, I was actually able to stand up behind him and watch, so that way I could see what was going on. Most ground blinds aren't this tall, so that's nice. I know they do make a tripless door model. You will trip on that door. Ask me how I know, so just watch out. This one doesn't have the tripless door, but that's not their fault. Maybe one day I'll get the tripless door. But you can see out of it. I mean, we showed you all of this. We got it set up here. We're hunting. It's a cool little spot. This one is big though, so like you can see it from a while away if you're trying to be discreet. I don't know how well it would work because we're sitting on the field edge. I don't know how well you can see. It actually looks better through the camera than your own eyes. So that's kind of crazy. If that's the case, I wonder why binoculars don't work that good. But I don't know how it would work in the woods when you have a bunch of trees lined up. I haven't got that far yet, but for my purpose, I bought it to put it here in this spot to try to get my kid his first deer. He got it. It helped with that, so I can't complain about that at all. But I think that's going to conclude today's video. I'll put all the specs in the comments below. But if you liked the video, give me that thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. I have a lot more outdoor content coming your way. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll find you on the next adventure.